Well, welcome back to Quest of the West. Here I am, Eric West, out here on the first day of tapping season for maple syrup. Yes, I know I do a lot of hunting and fishing, but I also like my maple syrup. So here we are, officially out of the hunting season. Still have trapping going on. I guess it's not officially out of hunting season. You can still hunt till end of March. Today is February 12th, and this is the earliest I have ever tapped for maple syrup. My woods is surprisingly dry. Usually it is flooded at this point in time of the year, but we had a very nice winter. Ground's still a little bit frozen. It's not soft, so I'm able to get out here and tap a little bit earlier than I wanted to. Wasn't quite set up for it. I have a different idea of what I wanted to do this year. Unfortunately, it came early and I just can't wait any longer. So I'm going old school and I am using buckets. I'm going to do only about 65 taps this year. With the season being abnormally long, I'm going to be out there tapping and have a lot longer season. So I don't feel the need to have 150 taps this year. Generally, I don't tap until first week of March, second week of March, and the run's only about 3 weeks. I've already missed a full good week of running, so I'm eager to get at it. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, but and I got other plans. So welcome to the sugar bush. I'm gonna go around, show you what we got going on. As you can see, I got some tubing that I had out from previous years. This morning I actually came out and I tore it all down. It just wasn't working quite as good as I wanted it to do. Mainly because it's 5/16 tubing. It did not create any vacuum. I've had it out for a couple years when we went away from the buckets, because like I said, these woods get flooded. And if you can look in front of me, these are ruts that are created by my tractor in quad when it's super wet. So this year it's dry. So I felt as though I might as well go back to the buckets. I didn't need the tubing. It's a little bit extra longer season. I'm only looking to collect 20 gallons of syrup. If you want the equation about that, think about 15, well, every tree produces about 15 gallons of sap on average, 10 to 15. You might get some 20. I'm mostly tapping red maples. Sugar maples would produce a lot more sap and a lot higher content of sugar. I'm hoping the sugar content here is 2%. You know, if it's good, maybe 3. Sugar maples do produce somewhere upwards to 4% of sugar. So 15 gallons of sap per tree per season. To make that equate to how much sap does it take to make syrup? Roughly 40 to 50 gallons of sap. So each tree will give me approximately, a pint to a quart of sap per season. So 65 taps. I'm hoping on a long season to get 20 gallons of syrup. My family loves it. I got 3 little girls who loved to have the maple syrup on their pancakes. I sell a little bit of it, mostly give it away to friends and family. Just a nice gift. It's a lot better tasting than the maple syrup you buy in store. That's cornstarch. This is pure maple syrup. It's delicious. I mean, we even take it right from the tap. The sap that comes out, it just tastes like a very watered down Kool-Aid if you drink it. So I'll be going over in the next few days my collection process and my boiling process, and then finally the finishing of the maple sap to maple syrup. If I have a little bit extra, I'll turn some into actual maple sugar. Did that a couple years ago. My wife loves it. She puts it in her coffee, puts in oatmeal. It tastes just like maple sugar or maple syrup, but it's in sugar form. It's granular. It's delicious. So let me show you what I got going on here. So here I am on the old trusty quad. I have all my stuff ready to go. I spent all morning long basically scrubbing the buckets out, like I haven't used them in a couple years. Scrubbing the buckets out, making sure there's no gunk or anything inside of them. Just used regular water and Dawn dish soap. And then when that was done, I had a bucket of bleach and water, dipped them all in there just to sanitize everything, and then let them dry out, and then just wash them down with just clean water from the hose. Same thing goes with my bigger containers. My blue, there's a 5 gallons. These are about 3 liters. That's 5 gallons, so quite a bit larger sap I can contain in that. Those will go for bigger trees that get 2 taps. Everything else will be just one tap buckets. So without any further ado, let's get to the first tree. First, gotta have the drill. So what I'm using is a normal drill, and then this is a brand new tap. These are specific for tapping maple trees. They're a bit sharper to help clean out the actual hole that will be drilled. So if you follow my other videos, this is the same one I use for ice fishing. So here we go. Drill's ready to go. Here's my first maple tree. You can tell it's a maple tree by the way it is. Just joking. So maple trees, I don't know if you can't really see all the way up there, they do not lose their buds in the winter time. If you look close, there's one right here, kind of smaller of a bud, but they don't lose them. So those are easy to pick out. Another way is opposite branching compared to opposing branching. So this is split like a V, and if you look up, there's always a crotch where they split, go to 2 different ways. Other trees, you'll see it go up, and you'll have a branch that comes off, or it'll split off to the right, then just a little bit farther up to the left, and it'll keep going that way. Where maple trees go up, split, go out, split, go out, split. That's how you can tell a maple tree, other than from, you know, an oak tree, something like that. So here we go, first tap. Here I'm gonna do is go just about waist high. I don't know if you can see. And I like to, some people go straight in. I like to go kind of at an angle. Make sure you're only going about 2.5 inches in. Generally I'd mark it, but this is how it goes. Let's see if it goes. And straight out. So let's check. See, as you can see right now, the sap is running. So from there, I take my tap, 5/16 tap, 5/16 hole, take it, put it right in there, and then what I use is rubber mallet, never a steel. It's a little bit difficult doing it by myself, but never a steel mallet, always just a rubber mallet. So as I go put this in, so it's in there a little bit, take it so they hear that sound changing. Now, as you can see, piling up, and there's the run. Old bucket, got a hole right in it. Take it, and hang it. And that's a beautiful sound. Now I get the cover and the lid. We'll go over top, prevent for any debris from going in. Well, that's how easy it is. Simple and fun. It's a good drip. Pretty good run so far. So this tree, I will do 2 taps on it. I wanted to show you this process. Generally, I would use the bigger buckets for a 2-tap tree. If you're gonna tap one tree twice, kind of want to do it on the opposite ends. Only do trees that are about 24 inches in diameter. You can probably do a little bit less, but I like 24, 3 for 36. I got a couple trees that do have 3 taps. Could do 3 taps, but generally I just tap 1. If you come around to a tree that you tapped previously, just make sure you tap it 4 inches away. Of course, southern facing taps will produce sap a lot faster. That's due to the sun hitting the tree, warming it up. When you tap trees, probably should start this in the very beginning. Tapping season starts when the high of the day is above freezing and the low dips below. So you have that constant pressure of freezing, thawing, freezing, thawing. So what happens is when it freezes, the tree actually sucks in all your, basically your sap, your water into the tree when it freezes. Goes up in. So that's producing to come up. Then at night or during the day, when it thaws, it pushes it back down. So you have that constant pressure of that sap flowing in and out between the roots and the trees. So that's what causes the sap to come out of those taps. You can tell if you see a wounded tree, a cut limb, you see that a lot of that sap just comes pouring out. That's it's trying to heal, the healing process. Tapping season lasts 4 to 6 weeks. That's about as good as long as you want to leave your taps in. And the tree needs to heal. You don't want to damage the tree. You can tell when it's pretty much over with is you start smelling skunks. Skunks come out. That means it's full on springtime. And when the trees start blooming, that's another good indication that maple season has ended. Here we go. On to the next. So for this one, it's pretty much the same concept, but the difference is I'm going to use 2 taps in this tree. There they are. 2 taps in this tree, and then I'm just going to go down in this bucket. This is a little bit wider tree, that's why I picked this one. So same concept. I'm going to this side here. And we'll drill. As you can see, it's already going. Look for that same exact sound. Right there. That's how you know it's done. Come to the other side. Then what I do, put this right where you want it. Take the tool that I got, and then all those caps in these jugs come with little caps. I just pop them out. As easy as it looks. There you go. Put your cap on, place it by your tree, cut it to length. So you want it in, but I don't want it at the very bottom. And that might even be a little too long, because if that fills all the way up, I might want it only the top. So I'm going to cut it again, go on to the top of this so this can fill up a lot more than I'd want. Oops, fill in, fine. And that's that. Simple and easy. So what's kind of nice about my woods is that I have a lot of maple trees. Primarily all red maple here in the front. I do have some sugar maples out back. It's a little bit harder to get to. That's why I was trying to go with the vacuum system so I can get to them. So I don't have to go out there and get to them. Tap it once, have a collection point for everything. A little bit easier. But here is one of the spots that I haven't tapped in quite some time. So as you can see, that's a pretty large maple tree. It's got, 6 stems coming off that main branch, and then all right here. This is usually all underwater, this portion all over here where that old seat is at. So I get to go out here and I get to tap. That will be a double tap, and most of these I could probably do 2 taps on, which I might, and this will take up probably most of my taps right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so here's 20 taps, so a third. Just in probably a 20-yard radius right here. So it's nice. I wish I could do more like that. Every man, before they drill something, you always gotta check it. Okay, now what I keep neglecting is the other side of the trail. So I got the big one. I'll do 2 taps, 2, 2, 1. I mean, right here is, I mean, you can look to see where we started. There's a trail. I mean, we're only 60 yards in the woods. I'm down to only 26 taps left. So 40 taps, and I have another dozen or so just right here without even entering, you know, bigger piece or even well into that trail over there. All right, I'm gonna finish this up and we'll go check the first ones we tapped and see how they're doing. We'll do a breakdown at the very end. Oh, I came across a tree that did have found the tap on it. So if you look, there's the old tap, healed. So what you do is you gotta move 4 inches around from it and I can tap again. And then that's what I'll do. So you can see there that goes, and there's the previous tap. Yeah, I could have tapped pretty much anywhere around this tree. It's only probably got 2-3 years of tapping in it, but that's where the sun was at. That's where I wanted to tap. So you can tap these trees, you know, waist high, and I've tapped them as far as I had to use a step ladder to get up. So you can tap this whole entire tree, and it's gonna keep growing. You can get, I don't even know how many years. I don't want to guess or even put a year on it, but you can get plenty of years off one tree. Plenty of years. So we'll just keep moving on. And say you're out tapping and you don't know if it's maple tree or not. So what I'm gonna do is come over to this tree, which I know it's not a maple tree, but all you gotta do is take a drill, give her a go, and watch it. Dry as a bone. Not a maple tree. As you can see up top, I don't know if you can notice from this angle, but goes up, branch, goes up, branch. So that's how you know it's not a maple tree. Once again, prove that I somewhat know what I'm talking about. Dry as a bone. Come over this tree. As you can see, crotch of the tree, crotch of a tree, goes up. So, come here. Hey, is it a maple tree or not? Who knows? Give her a go. Tall tale sign. Is it a maple tree? And there it comes. Not that fast, but ooh. Maple tree. So, as you can see, it's the farthest tree I've tapped. There's all the trees. And as you can see, not even close to potential of tapping. I didn't even go in that side. And I have all these back here. Like I said, this is usually underwater. Maybe a foot, some places, you know, a foot and a half. But all dry this year. Feeder doesn't work, just so you know. It wasn't mine, been on the crop or something before I bought them. But those are all maples. Sugar maples are back down this trail, but a little far. That's it. 65 trees tapped. It is 4 o'clock. Time for Super Bowl. All right, this is the first 3 that we tapped. Let's take a look and see. It's doing pretty good. I pulled that out a little bit. I'm gonna have to redo that, but slow. Over here. This one, a little bit. Go back here, fix this tap, and I just pretty much pulled right out of the tree. I was trying to pull the cover off. So let's just do it right. So as you can see, this is doing pretty good. An hour, so this is definitely going to be filled up by tomorrow. So come back here, collect the sap tomorrow. It is the closest tree to the house, the sun, most southern trees that I tapped, so probably is doing pretty well.